with your palate cleansers. Show me what you got.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Audionots, your pop culture palate cleanser. I am Eric Oldboy, online with the Sith Lord himself, the notorious R.E.N. Ren, my friend, how are you today?
What it do? I am
What does
good.
it do? You're good?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
We missed a week, so I've been missing all the Audionots out there. Shout out to you guys for your continued support.
Yeah, we apologize for missing a week, but we're back in action, ready to entertain and tickle your ears. That sounds kind of creepy, but maybe we will tickle your ears. Maybe I'll talk like this the whole time.
Little like Asbar. How did I do that?
You just have to whisper and talk quietly. ASMR. So yeah. What have you been up to? Anything fun? Going anywhere? Risking it all for the COVID fun?
Oh yeah, we did. We risked it all and went to the pumpkin patch last weekend.
Nice. How'd that go?
Dude, there were so many people there.
Really?
Like, so many people. Everybody was masked up. But towards the pumpkin patch, people were taking off their masks because they're far apart from each other.
Away.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys get a couple pumpkins?
Yeah, we got two of them, and then you can't not get a pumpkin at a pumpkin patch. It's like, why are you going there just to experience it? Or get a pumpkin,
Maybe. I mean, yeah. We went to a pumpkin patch as well. In fact, we went to the Little People Big World pumpkin patch.
Oh.
And it's the one on TLC.
Friend of the show.
And we saw Amy Roloff was there, so we talked to her a little bit. Super nice lady. She was dressed like Red Riding Hood. And their pumpkin patch is dope. In fact, it's in your neck of the woods. I don't think you live all that far away from it.
Yeah.
And they had all sorts of stuff. They had things that aren't normally associated with pumpkin patches. So it was pretty cool. They had like a cannon that you could shoot targets from, like a tennis ball cannon. They had like a bunch of like a whole field of iron dinosaurs that were like just hanging out for photography. And they had all sorts of different like stores and all sorts of things going on. I mean, it was a legit operation.
See, what you told me is when you went, you had to like schedule and go with like a little amount of people, right?
Yeah. So the only way you could go to the roll-off pumpkin patch is with a reservation. And so we had a reservation, and it was awesome though, because there was hardly anybody there. So they were really controlling how many people they let in. You still had to wear a mask the whole time. Their pumpkin patch is a little different to some of the ones I'm used to, because the pumpkins have already been pre-clipped and just put in this one little area you go in, and they were all beautiful. There was no crappy pumpkins. It was all like model pumpkins,
Nice.
And so you'd roll in there and you just pick a pumpkin off the grass and go buy it. So it was fun though. I never did anything like that before. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yours is totally the opposite of mine. Mine was just like packed full of people. Like, what's COVID?
Yeah. This is the rednecks. They're like, we don't care about this. It's not real. So what else have you been up to other than pumpkin patching?
The usual, trying to stay home and stay safe and watch movies and shows. Trying to catch up on the Clone Wars.
You gotta get your Clone Wars in. I've been trying to catch up on Rebels. So there's some things to catch up on.
I don't know. What else am I doing? I'm designing. Always designing.
Always design, but I was going to ask you, are you prepping an amazing Halloween costume since Halloween is this weekend?
Yes. So I got two costumes, actually.
Ooh, a costume change.
Yeah, because, our main workplace, we do celebrate Halloween.
Correct.
So I'm dressing up for that, and then dressing up again, a different costume for actual Halloween.
So what's your workplace costume? Oh, you just muted yourself.
Yeah, I had a cough.
COVID.
My workplace costume is gonna be Uncle Roger.
Okay, so if people don't know, explain to them because you had to explain it to me. Uncle
Yeah.
Roger is not Mr. Rogers for us old
No,
white folks. Who is Uncle
no.
Roger?
Uncle Roger is basically this Chinese comedian,
Yeah.
and he's playing. Well, he's like from he's Britain, I think. He's
Oh,
from.
he's British.
He's British,
Okay.
and he's basically playing a like Chinese
Stereotypical.
stereotypical Chinese person with accent and stuff like that. And he's always wearing like his orange polo.
Yeah.
So all I did was bought an orange polo, and I got a bag of MSG. He's like, "This is a nephew, MSG #1 flavor," or something like that. I can't really do it. So I can't do Asian accent, dude. It's terrible.
That's so funny.
So I got a bag of MSG. And I'm just gonna roll in an orange polo and just talk with my Asian accent.
Is it a real bag of MSG, or you just have a bag of something that you're calling MSG?
Nah, dude, we're designers, so so I basically printed a picture of an actual MSG bag,
Okay.
and then taped it on a Ziploc bag and stuffed it with pictures, and then stuffed it with paper, like shredded paper.
Oh,
so it's like a pack of paper. So it's like 3D.
It's a pack of paper, but it's your MSG prop.
Yeah, so no one's gonna know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So should people go out and watch Uncle Roger after this to see what it's all about?
Yeah, dude, he's hilarious.
Super funny. Okay. So Uncle Roger is for at work. What's your at-home costume going to be?
And then at home, I got my siblings into watching this anime. I'm like, this anime is really good. I love it. Good animation, like dope ass storyline. You guys should watch it. And they watched it, and they loved it. Now we're basically cosplaying.
And what was the anime called?
It's called Demon Slayer.
Nice. So you guys are gonna cosplay Demon Slayer.
Yeah, so it takes place like back in the day where it's like samurai sword stuff. Mm-hmm. So they're wearing like all kimonos and old school Japanese stuff. So we got all those outfits. So we're gonna basically just cosplay for Halloween.
I love it. I
can't
be dope. Pictures, right?
Yeah, we're actually going out tomorrow. Do you know, remember that one dude that has an airplane? He lives in the airplane.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's in my neck of the woods too.
Yep.
Man, I got all sorts of things over here.
Yeah.
So we contacted him. Like, yo, can we come take photos over there? Because he lives like in like a bunch of just like wood area with the airplane.
Yeah, it's the woods with a 747 in the middle of the woods. Yeah.
Yes. So we contacted him like, hey, can we use your wood? He's like, yeah, come by. The wood's yours. So we're just gonna go use his like backyard to take some like outdoors photo shoot with our cosplay. So
I love it. That's awesome.
That way we could like post it on Saturday rather than just taking like a family photo at the house. This is like legit outside. Yeah,
this is us. I love it. You guys have done some really good costumes. I remember you did Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
What else did you guys? You did another one that I'm always impressed with the quality of the costumes you guys make.
Yeah, we do all sorts of like theme stuff, and everyone's down to do it. So
I love it. That's super cool. I don't even have a costume picked out for this year. I was thinking for the work one, I'm just going to tape a bag of chips to my shoulder and call it a chip on my shoulder. And that'll be my costume for the day.
And they're going to ask you, what are you?
And I'll be like, do you get it? Do you get it? And I'll make people feel uncomfortable because they don't get it.
Well, they'll probably know what you are more than me.
Maybe.
Are you even dressed up, Ren?
They're just going to be like nice orange shirt dork.
Where's my extra prize, dude? I dressed up.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's extra prizes that's worth taping the chips to my shoulder.
Yeah, dude.
I love it. All right, so let's jump into the healthy stream. I'm gonna start over on Netflix because they always have all the best stuff.
Oh yeah.
I want to give my review. I mentioned this was a show everybody should watch, and I don't know if you saw it or not. But The Cabin with Bert Kreischer. I finally watched it, or Bert Kreischer. Final answer. The Cabin with Bert Kreischer on Netflix is a reality show where he goes and he's supposed to be decompressing from the world and kind of like resetting himself. Instead, he invites all of his comedian friends and films it, and they just do like a bunch of crazy stuff. Like in the first episode, they tear open an emu and they're like trying to part an emu to cook it and eat it. Like he orders the emu thinking it's going to be a really outdoorsy type thing, and he thinks it's going to show up from the butcher all prepared and ready to cook.
Yeah.
But instead, there's like a cooler, and they open up, it's just a full ass dead emu inside.
Like a real one?
Yeah, like a dead emu. So they pull the emu out, and they're like, "What do we do? How do you even cut this up to cook it?" So they try to start cutting it, but of course it's a full emu, and people who've seen emus, they're like the size of a human being.
Yeah, they're like a big ass ostrich.
Basically. Yeah, well, it's like a smaller ostrich, but bigger than a dude, right? Yeah. And so they're trying to like chop it up, and they realize how hard it is to cut the emu. So they break out the chainsaw, and they're like, and they start chainsawing this emu. And it's just hilarious. And that's kind of how the season starts. And it's just funny thing after funny thing. And we've talked a little bit about all the silly stuff they do, but I've seen all the episodes, and I'm here to tell you that The Cabin with Bert Kreischer is really funny, and I recommend it.
And you said it made you go watch his stand-up, right?
Yeah, because I liked it so much. I started watching, because there's apparently a ton of Bert Kreischer stand-up series, comedian series on Netflix, and they're hilarious. I'm here to tell you that Bert Kreischer is my favorite comedian now. He is so funny. I never laughed so hard. Both the wife and I, usually we don't like the same stuff. We were both laughing so hard that tears were running down our face. That's how good it was.
Yeah, you know, so it's good when you're crying.
Good. Yeah, when you start laugh crying, you know it's good. So yeah, I recommend everybody watch The Cabin, and also all of his stand-up specials. And because there's a bunch of them, there's like a ton of them on Netflix, and they're all super good.
Yeah, I don't remember when the last time I laughed crying.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't happen all the time. Like I'll laugh because we watch a stand-up special maybe once every few months. It's not like something we go looking for normally. But if one comes that we've heard about, we'll watch it, and I'll laugh. And I usually laugh more than my wife does. But man, we were dying. So I'm definitely gonna be watching the other ones because it's so good. So good.
I think the last time I laugh cried was when I watched Game Night.
Oh yeah, you love that movie.
The movie's so good, man.
It's a movie. Like I liked it okay, but not as much as you.
Like the dog scene got me hella hardy. Like, dude, it's hella funny. And like the bullet hole too. Yeah, movie's awesome. Love it.
There you go. For anybody who hasn't seen Game Night, it's one of Ren's all-time favorites. Yeah, it's up there with Home Alone Part 2, right?
Yeah, man. Top 5.
Top 5. Also, as far as Netflix goes, I have a couple things that are coming out soon rather than things that are on currently. I don't know. I think you actually saw this, but I've only seen the trailer. They have a brand new animated movie. And we'll be talking about a few animated movies on this episode because, it's 'tis the season for kids stuff. Called Over the Moon. And I saw the trailer, and I thought it looked pretty good. I thought the computer animation looks really good, but I've only seen the trailer, and I think you told me before we started that you've actually seen this movie. So what's your Rin review of Over the Moon?
It was a cute little movie. Yeah, not really for me, but a lot of people out there probably like it. Like my wife likes it. She actually loves it a lot.
Loves it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. So you're lukewarm on it, and she loves it. What do you think the reason she loves it is, and what do you think the reason you're lukewarm is? Is it going to be the same reason?
I think the reason why she likes it because she's really biased. Because it's called Over the Moon, right?
Calling out the wife.
Yeah. It's called Over the Moon. She wanted to watch it because in our language, in our tradition or culture or whatever, her name means moon.
Oh, okay.
Yo, the movie's Moon.
Right, that would be biased. She's like, oh, this is my movie.
Automatic,
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was too much singing, man. I didn't realize it was like a straight up musical Disney type of animation,
Okay, so what were can you give us like a 30-second plot of what the movie was?
Basically, it has like some kind of what do you call it, like fairy tale, but it's a Chinese folklore or something.
So it's Chinese folklore.
Titan. Yeah. And basically the mom tells her about this story that this lady lives on the moon. And then it's fun to trail, and then the mom dies, and she's like, I need to go to the moon to find mom or something like that. But basically, she just goes on a trip to the moon, and somehow she gets to the moon and meets
Like
the
goddess or
lady on
something.
the moon. And then, and then basically just like a life lesson to where it teaches her not to be like a
Yeah.
spoiled little girl, and life lesson
Any
to be better.
recognizable voice cast people?
John
Oh,
Cho,
okay.
you might know him from
Or
Star Trek,
White
or
Castle. Yeah.
Harold Kumar. Yeah, Harold Kumar.
Yeah.
Harold himself.
Was Ken
Uh,
John in that? Was he? I thought
Ken
so.
Jeong's in there.
I thought I recognized his voice. He's like one of the aliens or something.
Uh, Man, this one lady that plays in that hospital show.
The
What is her
hospital
name?
show. Oh, on Grey's Anatomy, maybe?
Yeah,
I feel like I know who you're talking about. Is she?
it's like Cassandra.
Okay, yeah. I think
don't know.
you're in the
Something
you're in
like
the
that.
ballpark for especially for our show.
Yeah, it's really cool because like I think all the voice actors and actresses were like of
Oh, that's
Asian
cool.
descent.
Very
So
cool.
that
Represent.
was really cool.
So
Yeah.
they didn't whitewash
Yeah.
it like usual. All right.
Yeah.
So what was
I
the
dig it.
best part of
That's
it?
why. The best part. That's the basically
Okay.
the best part. Just me appreciating that they were able to get all Asian representation in that movie, and I was like, man, it's pretty good for what it is. That's on Netflix.
Right.
It could have been like a
Really?
theater movie.
I thought the animation looked
Yeah.
incredible. So
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
cool. What was the worst part? The singing?
yeah,
Just
the
like
singing.
24/7 singing.
Yeah, it's a lot of singing, and like this one scene when they broke into rapping. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's freaking cringe, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Couldn't
That's
stand
awesome.
it. Yeah.
All right. Well, so 1 to 10 nuts.
I'll give it
Oh,
5.
there you go, right in the middle. So
It's
Over the Moon sounds like it's meant for people who enjoy musicals. Would you say it's more for kids than it is adults?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a kids movie for kids that like
Yeah.
musicals. So that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because it's teaching like younger kids a lesson in life.
Nice. Very nice. Also, Netflix is developing a TV show based on Assassin's Creed, the video game. And of course, we all remember the terrible Assassin's Creed movie that came out. So I'm assuming they can't do any worse than that. Maybe the key is that they're going to have more time to tell the story. I mean, what do you think about Assassin's Creed as a television show on the Netflix?
Well, not just like Assassin's Creed. I feel like every time you try to do a video game into a movie or a series to a movie, it never works because you're basically taking this like 80-hour game into a 2-hour movie,
right?
And then all the fanboys and fangirls are like, "You forgot this and this and this." It's just like you turning books into one movie. Like
That's
taking
true.
a trilogy into one movie. It doesn't work. So I'm thinking that since if Netflix gives Assassin's Creed a whole season to explain and tell the story and be dope like The Witcher, then maybe
that's the hope, right? Is that it's somewhere in the realm of The Witcher. So I think that's something we can actually be excited for. So everybody forget that awfulness that was the Assassin's Creed movie and start dreaming about the Assassin's Creed series that hopefully is going to be awesome like The Witcher. Yeah, that'd be good.
One note, it'd be cool because the Assassin's Creed game series, there's a lot of like time periods.
Yeah.
And they just released a new like Valhalla,
Valhalla.
It'd be cool if like they do a American Horror Story type of thing where each season is a different time period, but you bring back all the
same actors.
Yeah, not all, but a few the same.
Right. No, I love that idea.
Yeah, because they're doing that with the Hill House and Blind Manor. Same.
Yeah.
The same people.
We talked about that last episode.
So it'd be cool they do that too.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping. I think that'd be really cool because it seems like that kind of premise only seems to happen in like horror shows. It doesn't happen really anywhere else. So it'd be cool to see it happen in Assassin's Creed. I'd be down for that
because it'll make sense if they actually do that. It'll tie in.
Yeah. And what's cool about, like you said, the fact that Assassin's Creed, each game is a different time period, is each season could be a wholly completely different thing other than the actors. So yeah, I'd be totally down for that. Also on Netflix, They have a brand new movie they just put a trailer out for. It's directed by George Clooney, starring George Clooney, and it's called Midnight Sky. Midnight Sky comes out on December 23rd, so it's just in time for Christmas. And the premise of Midnight Sky is it's another end of the world type situation, and it appears to me, because they kind of like jump around a little bit with their trailer, that we've got some people up in a spaceship trying to find a better place to live, as the Earth looks like it's falling apart from all the smog and freezing temperatures and things like that. George Clooney is on the ground running like like an astronomer type thing, and he's contacting this spaceship. And I have a feeling that someone on the spaceship is related to him, maybe his daughter. And I think maybe if I'm guessing from it, maybe he's watching his granddaughter or something of that nature. But it was giving me some strong like Interstellar type vibes. I mean, what did you think of that trailer?
Yeah, I was like, first thing I saw, like, wait, is that George Clooney? Freaking beard, dude.
Yeah, he's got like the Santa Claus beard going.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since like, I don't know, that one Disney movie, I guess.
Which Disney movie?
The one that kind of sucked.
Oh, the Tomorrowland one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that did suck. Yeah.
Yeah, and it you know, like you said, it has a lot of Interstellar type of things.
Yeah.
For me, it's too much of a thinker for me.
Oh.
So I don't know, man. I just want to be entertained, and I don't know. I'm down. To pass on that one.
All right, so I'll review it when it comes out, because I'm kind of down. I'm hoping, like, Interstellar was super interesting. It's not my favorite movie. A lot of people love Interstellar. It wasn't my favorite movie, but I really found it interesting, and this looks like it could be really interesting as well. So
yeah, you kind of wonder why the Earth is like, the way it is, because he's trying to warn them, like, hey, stay up there, Earth's dying.
Yeah, it sucks, don't come back, you know. So yeah, that's something. Over on Amazon Prime, I don't have any new shows to talk about, but I have watched a few things. I thought maybe I'd give a quick Borat review, and then you could give your review of Utopia now that you've seen it too.
Oh, yeah.
I told everybody how much I loved it last episode.
Yeah.
So we talked about the Borat sequel being on Amazon Prime, which was kind of cool because it did feel like a straight to movie theater type movie. It got a lot of build up from social media because of the fact that he kind of punked Rudy Giuliani, and he kind of screwed with, Vice President Michael Penis a little bit. So I would say this Borat movie is very similar in tone to Borat Part 1. So if you like Borat 1, you'll like Borat 2. If you didn't like Borat Part 1, you're going to not like Borat 2 because it's basically the same thing. The big twist is he has his daughter involved. And so he has a daughter that he's trying to give as a gift to Vice President Pence. And so there's some really funny gags along the way. And like all Borat movies, most of it's scripted, but they also interact with real people who don't know they're being in a movie. And those moments are by far the funniest parts. Where he punks Rudy Giuliani is hilarious. It's so good. And they kind of get him in a compromising position to you're like, oh my God, they're going to get sued. There's also some really funny parts where they punk some Trump supporters, some QAnon type folks, and that's pretty funny. So you probably also wouldn't like this movie if you're really far right. I mean, like extreme right. You'd be like, oh, these guys are dicks. But if you enjoy Borat and you have a little bit more left-leaning politics, Borat 2 is a win. I'd give it 6, just a little bit better than average. I give it 6 out of 10 nuts.
So if you never seen the first one, would you recommend watching the first one first?
I don't think it's necessary because the humor, the jokes are always kind of the same. Some of the jokes you may miss on is the fact that everybody recognizes him now because you're like, Borat became such a cultural phenomenon the first time it came out that you're like, how can they possibly trick anybody? Everybody knows what Borat looks like. And that was the gimmick in bringing in the daughter, I think, to have someone else be the one that's kind of tricking all these people. And so, but they play up to that at first where he tries to go into America dressed as Borat. And everybody's like, Borat, take your picture with me. They all recognize him because they all know who it is. So that was kind of amusing. So it probably helped to see the first one, but I don't think it's 100% necessary.
Because by now people should know who Borat is, right?
Yeah, at the very least, you've seen the costumes everybody wears.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine. If you're bored and you want something to do, Borat, not too bad.
Nice.
So tell us about Utopia. I told everybody last episode how I absolutely loved Utopia. Rin decided to watch it. I think he's seen it all the way through.
Yes.
And I want to hear your thoughts on it.
This is my hot take. Not Borat. Utopia,
yeah,
is the best show in 2020.
Oh, wow, that is a hot take.
Yeah,
it's even hotter than my take. So I love me some Utopia, and I feel like we need to be on a mission to get people to watch Utopia because not enough people are watching it.
Yeah, it's like the best show no one's talking about. It's so good. Everything about it, from the acting to the story to, what happens to who the villain is, and everything about it is, man, it is good.
When you watch it, it feels like the show that should be the water cooler show of the year. That you should go to work and everybody be like, "Oh my gosh, did you see what happened on episode 3?" But nobody's watching this show. This is the best show no one's ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. 2020, this is the best show, and I think no one's talking about it because it's too timely.
Yeah.
Everything that's happening in the show is like happening in real life. You're like, wait a minute.
You're like,
how would they know?
And like we spoke about before, they came out with this premise before the virus even hit.
So. Yeah. Because spoiler, but there's one scene where you kind of learn about the flu, like one of the flu, like Dwight's flu.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight's flu. Like, that's my flu. And it was with the bats. I'm like, what? When COVID started, it was with the bats too.
With the bats.
What the heck, man?
I know, it's so crazy.
It's like
I think that either they're good at predicting or this stuff's just been building for a while.
Yeah, it's like they could have chose any freaking animal in the show and they had to choose bats, and guess what? Dude, stuff like that, you know?
Creepy. So yeah, that does make it a little time. Like I said in my review, it's an awesome, awesome show. But if you can't handle any more COVID style news, you may want to avoid it for a little bit. But if it doesn't bother you, it's so well done that it doesn't feel like they're taking advantage of this. It just happens to be. It's just timed out that way.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about something later on that I do feel is taking advantage of what's happening right now. I'm not sure that I'll feel the same way about it, but no, I agree. So 9 out of 10, 1 to 10, what do you give it?
Dude, 10 and beyond, man. It's so good.
Nice.
Like I said, plus. Every show is as good as this villain, and this villain, you're just like, I hate you, but damn it,
kind of get it.
You make so much sense.
Yeah, it's the Thanos theory. It's like, oh my gosh, you're the best villain, but you're kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually recommended that show to one of my my cousins.
Yeah.
And he watched the first episode and he texted me, he's like, dude, Ren, this show's crazy. And he's like, thanks for recommending it. I'm gonna binge it. So he binged it.
Yeah. And it's binge worthy. Yeah. So if you're out there, you should be watching Utopia if you haven't already seen it, because it is a fantastic show.
I gotta say that episode 1, when they go to that Comic-Con, man, they had like the cheesiest costumes there.
Oh, I know. It's almost like they're mocking Comic-Cons.
Yeah, it's kind of like they couldn't get any licenses to show, so they're like, just go to the Halloween store and pick some off-brand ones.
That's funny. I guess I didn't even really consider that. That's pretty silly though. I have a few other TV news and notes. CBS All Access has been running a trailer for the new Saved by the Bell spinoff. For those of you who are old fogies like me who's watched a lot of Saved by the Bell, it was the most amazing after-school show ever. They've had the original version. They've had that Saved by the Bell College, the Saved by the Bell Wedding. They've been making Saved by the Bell since the dawn of time. So they're bringing them all back. They have a full trailer out. I think we even talked about the teaser maybe once before, but it features Zach himself as the governor of California now. Jesse and Slater both work at the school, and they even have Kelly Kapowski show up in the trailer for a hot minute. So it looks to me like Slater and Jesse are like actual stars of the show, but it's a set of whole new kids. And so the kids are all kind of like rich kids this time. And so it looks like they're doing a whole fish out of water. Like some kid that's at this new Bayside school isn't rich, and they're kind of like, what's with all the rich kids? And they're a bunch of a-holes. So it doesn't, I I'm not sure that this show is going to actually be any good, but the part of me just likes the idea of seeing my old Saved by the Bell friends again.
Yeah, I feel that's gonna be like a Glee type of show without the singing.
Yeah, totally. And I'm not sure that the acting will be good, but in the trailer, there's one really funny moment that made me LOL, where AC Slater, who's the new gym teacher, he was always the cool jock. And by the way, that dude looks exactly the same. I don't know what the hell magic he takes, but
Mario Lopez, man.
Yeah, Mario Lopez has
Tell
not
us your
aged a bit.
secret.
So they show him like partying in like a house party with the kids, and one of the kids makes note of it. He's like, "Oh, Coach so and so, you're so awesome. I love the fact that you're able to still want to party with underage minors." And he just like this whole thing totally like burns him to his face, and it's really funny. So that's probably the only funny joke in the whole show. But I don't know, something to look forward to.
Man, there's one other one where he's like, I slept with your mom and your mom and your mom, something like that. It's like
so funny. So there might be some moments. So it's on the Peacock. No wait, yeah, right? Yeah,
NBC.
It's on the Peacock. Yeah.
You said CBS Access, right?
Oh, I put it under this category. Because I have so few shows that we ever talk about on CBS All Access and the Peacock. I have it in the exact same category, so I think it is CBS All Access. It is a internet show though. Either way, I would imagine you let it all come out and then you get your free 7-day trial and watch it all at once if it's something you're into. On AMC, I've been watching this show, and I think I may have mentioned it. Maybe it's a tasty trailer a few episodes ago called Soulmates. It's by the producers who make Black Mirror and Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, you watched that?
I did. I watched 5 episodes of it so far. And here's my really quick review. It is a boring Black Mirror episode, each one of them. And so it's literally, it feels, looks, and operates just like every Black Mirror episode you've ever seen. It's got one continuous theme. So each episode is completely different story, but the one continuous theme is that these people have all met as their soulmates that have met through this new process. It looks like almost like they're getting an eye test, and they've discovered the soul cell, and they'll tell you who your one soulmate is.
The soul cell.
Right. It's already kind of stupid. And the episodes really vary in quality. The first episode was interesting enough for us to watch more. Some of the episodes are pretty decent, and some of the episodes are absolutely terrible. Like they really have to kind of like shoehorn in the whole, soulmate situation to make it fit as part of this show. But so yeah, it's super hit and miss. I do not recommend it unless you're super into Black Mirror and you've seen them all. And there's a couple of them that are okay. There's like one where they end up having like a threesome, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Except for, you remember, it's on AMC, so they're not showing anything great.
Oh, never mind.
There's another one where this one guy basically gets blackmailed by someone he thinks is his soulmate, but it turns out they're just blackmailing him. There's all these different ways they kind of use the concept. There's the very first episode is this lady's married, and she takes the test anyways and realizes her husband's not her soulmate, and that was interesting, right? So but they burned through it in the first episode. So after that, they start getting into real weird stuff.
So is it like one continuous show, or is it more like an anthology?
It's an anthology, but the only part that's continuous is that they've all been affected by this soulmate thing. So that's the only thing that's like the thread that kind of holds it all together. Otherwise, it's completely different stories each episode.
Honestly, after watching a few of those anthology, man, I'm not a fan of anthologies, man.
Unless the problem with an anthology is it can be really all over the board, right? Sometimes it's an amazing episode. Sometimes it's like boring. And that's kind of what this show is. Sometimes it's like, wow, that's interesting. I want to see more. And then you get into the next episode and you're like, oh my God, even the acting. Like in some episodes, the acting is like depending on who they hired. Like they have the kid from Stranger Things in one episode. They have like actors you recognize, but sometimes they have actors you don't recognize. You're like, God, this is terrible. This person can't act at all.
Yeah, I remember watching Monsterland. We talked about that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's an anthology, dude. And it is bad. I just finished the whole thing for the sake of the podcast, and I did not like it. It's like a Monsterland, but all the monsters were metaphors of real life.
Right.
Like a dude that keeps changing faces.
Yeah.
It's basically, showing us a, person that has split personality sort of thing, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's like a whole metaphor that wasn't told well.
Yeah, so there's a couple anthologies people can not waste their time on. Don't waste your time on Monsterland. Don't waste your time on Soulmates.
It's not scary at all.
And I'll tell you one more show you should not be wasting your time on. So when I also, in my Saved by the Bell ute, I was into this game show called Supermarket Sweep. And Supermarket Sweep was awesome because it was so simple, right? Every episode, they had contestants show up and they answered dumbass questions about food products. It was kind of like a poor man's Prices Right. But at the very end, they would grab their carts and they would run all over this grocery store and throw shit into the cart. Be like, look at all the stuff in my cart. And whoever had the most money in their cart at the end would win. And it was funny. It was simple. The premise was straightforward. Everything was good. Well, they've remade Supermarket Sweep. I think probably because there's not a lot of TV options anymore. And so the new Supermarket Sweep is being hosted by Leslie Jones. I don't know if you know her. She's of Saturday Night Live. Yeah. And she's okay in small batches. What I've learned is she is intolerable. I can't handle it. I can't handle me that much Leslie Jones because she is so full of herself and loud. The contestants that they get are all really lame. They ask them, I think, to really overreact to everything. So they're all like, ooh, and, the whole time you're like, what the hell's wrong with you? So I can tell you right now, if you like Supermarket Sweep like I did as a youth, stay away from this redo. It's terrible.
Man, look at us, dude, taking one for the team.
Yeah. In fact, I watched 4 episodes of this thing. So they play it as 1 hour long episode, but in reality, it's 2 half-hour episodes. So I've watched 2 episodes of 4 sets of contestants, and I can tell you with authority that this show is hot trash. So
what is it on?
It's on ABC.
Oh,
ABC. So, stepping away, and I saved the best for last in our streaming. Disney Plus, or Disney, has got so much good stuff going on. Of course, they've just been telling us about stuff for a really long time rather than giving us stuff. But did you see that they've cast Moon Knight? You know, we talked about how they cast Ms. Marvel and how they cast She-Hulk. Now they've cast Moon Knight with a fantastic actor. Actually, I think it's a really fine choice. Probably of all of them, I think it's the best one. They cast Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron himself, as Moon Knight. What do you think about that?
I have no opinion.
Really? No opinion?
Because I like Oscar Isaac as an actor.
Yeah.
But I have no clue what Moon Knight is. Like, I don't know any backstories at all.
So Moon Knight is basically kind of a more powerful Batman. He's essentially Batman with a couple powers.
So he has super abilities?
He has a few super abilities, and because he's been like cursed or some shit. And so that's kind of his thing. And it was never my favorite as a kid, but it was Marvel, and I was always into Marvel. So I think I'm more excited about the fact that they got what I consider a really quality actor to play Moon Knight.
Does he wield a sword?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm gonna have to go look up some like history behind him. I have no idea.
Yeah, watch one of your YouTube videos.
Yeah, maybe since Oscar Isaac is cast, they'll do one.
Yeah. I'm actually really stoked for this. Honestly, like a lot of people are stoked about a lot of things. I'm stoked for Moon Knight. I'm stoked for Shang-Chi, and I'm stoked out of my gourd for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because I don't know if anybody follows our Twitter account. Kid Danger just happened to be Googling that show, or Doctor Strange, and it showed that Ryan Reynolds is a cast member. So I'm hoping, and that's on Google. That's not just some random source. So I'm really hoping that means we're going to get ourselves a Deadpool cameo. Because, I mean, really, if Doctor Strange is popping in and out of different multiverses, it would be so funny if Deadpool was hanging out.
I bet you he's like on a deucer or something.
He's what?
On the deuce, taking a deuce. Like, woohoo.
Oh.
Whoa. You know?
They catch him in the middle of like on a pot and just take a dump, big steaming dump of Deadpool.
I mean, it has to be some kind of like funny scene.
That's funny. I hope so.
Oh,
right, so
also
now
you
go ahead.
mentioned Shang-Chi. I saw that they
Yeah.
finished production.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Simu Lee tweeted that they'd wrapped the shooting. So,
Yeah.
and then he also said, "We'll see you in 9 months." So I hope that's true because so many movies have been pushed. That would put him next year.
Yeah,
That'd make us a
2021, yeah.
2021 Shang-Chi. But like, part of me feels like because they moved all the 2020 movies to 2021, it seems unlikely that we're gonna get like 4 to 6 Marvel movies in 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah, because our state COVID has been pushed back to the end of the year next year.
Yeah, and it's
So,
only getting worse.
yeah.
Everybody wants to forget about it, but sorry guys, it's still getting worse. Anyways, on happier news, I'm super excited to talk right to you, Star Wars bros. Let's do this. So, Mandalorian season 2 starts tomorrow, and by the time you listen to this, you've probably already seen episode
Yeah.
uno. But I wanted to like do a quick thing where we go kind of a scale of yay or nay on who's going to show up on the season. Because we've heard tons of rumors about possible casting different characters that we might get in The Mandalorian 2. Part of the reason you mentioned at the beginning of the cast that you're watching Clone Wars and I'm trying to finish Rebels is because there's supposed to be tons of tie-ins. In fact, I think there's supposed to be mega tie-ins to Rebels. So let's do this. Yay or nay? Boba Fett.
Yay.
Yay.
Just
I think so
because I
too.
want him to be in there.
Not only do I think it's going to happen, but the rumor is that they've cast the original Jango Fett actor, Tamira Morrison. So that would be super cool.
From the Clone Wars.
From the Clone War movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
The prequels.
Yeah, because he is the clone.
Yeah, he's the clone. In theory, he would look exactly like Jango or Jenga, so that would make sense. Okay. Yay or nay? Darth Maul.
Shoot. Nay. Wait.
Nay.
Hold on. What is the time?
What's your reason on? Well, I mean,
nay. I said
nay?
it's a nay.
Only reason I would have sort of hopes for Darth Maul is because of all the rebels that are being shown up in here. And Darth Maul was a major character in the Rebel TV show.
Well,
so
the only reason why I'm saying nay is because he's dead.
Yeah, but he came back to life in Rebels.
He did?
Yeah, he sure did. Don't you remember him showing up with his robot legs at the end of Solo too?
No, I thought that Obi-Wan killed him.
Yeah, no, he's back to life. After that, he came back to life. He only cut him in half.
No, the second time.
What was the second time?
Well, so like old Obi was like on the fire pit, and then like Darth Maul was there too, and they went to battle, and then Obi-Wan's like, shut, he's dead.
Oh, well, I don't remember.
Maybe you're not there yet.
Yeah, which one was that in?
That was in Rebels, I think.
Oh, well, maybe I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I only saw it because I wanted to see it. So,
okay, so we're gonna say you're gonna say nay on Darth Maul. I'm hoping for a yay.
Yeah.
Sabine Wren, yay or nay?
Hold on. That one is Ahsoka's friend.
So Sabine was the Mandalorian.
Oh, the one that.
Oh, excuse me. Sabine is. Yeah. Right? No. Sabine is the friend. She's the one with the. No, she's the friend of Ahsoka, and was she the Mandalorian? Like now I'm having a hard time remembering if Sabine Wren was the Mandalorian or if Bo-Katan was the Mandalorian.
Oh, Bo-Katan was. She was the one that they helped to give her back the Mandalorian.
Got it. So then Sabine Wren is the one that has the weird snake head thing like Ahsoka does.
Yay. Just because. Wait, so who's the one, the trailer in the orange one? That's.
So I think that must be Sabine, but Sabine in the show is green.
Oh,
it doesn't mean that they won't change it for real life. So supposedly it's rumored to be played by WWE star Sasha Banks is supposed to be playing Sabine. So there is a definite Rebels tie-in right there.
So yay.
But we don't. I mean, just because Sasha Banks is in it doesn't necessarily mean that's the character she's playing. So these are all still kind of like up in the air. Bo-Katan, who I guess is in fact the Mandalorian, Yay or nay?
It's a yay, man. I think they're gonna revolve the story around that.
Yeah, and in fact, they said that Katie Sackhoff is expected to reprise her role. So she was the voice actress of Bo-Katan. So they're getting the real person to play the part. So she'll sound and sort of look the same.
Is she that blonde lady?
So she had like colored hair, like purple hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's one of my favorites on the show because she was the one Mandalorian that never wore a damn helmet.
It's cool that they're getting like the voice actors to play like their character in live action.
Well, I guess she was a real actress first, so it's not like she's just only done voice acting. Yeah. So that is really cool. I feel like they've really come together with all their stories, so it's pretty tight. Ahsoka Tano, yay or nay?
Yay, but I feel like it's a little yay just because I feel they're gonna show her a little bit only, and that's it.
Either just a little bit or at the very end to tease season 3 kind of thing. So yeah, we already know, as we talked about in the past, that Rosario Dawson has been cast as Ahsoka. So that's something to look forward to.
I bet you're gonna see a silhouette, and then you'll see like her blue and white stripes on her head, and that's it.
Oh, that's a good call. That's cool. I like it. Cobb Vanth.
I don't know who that is.
So Cobb Vanth, I'm gonna go ahead and say yay. Cobb Vanth is like a sheriff of Tatooine, and he is the one that starts wearing Boba's gear once Boba's been killed. I just did air quotes for those listening. So my theory is, and they've already cast this actor, so it's a definite yay. But Cobb Vanth is being played by Timothy Oliphant, who is our favorite from Santa Clarita Diet. He was also on what was that? He was on some cowboy show, some western.
Hitman.
Damn it! I wish I could think of it. I never watched it, but I know it was very popular. But anyways, so he starts wearing the Boba Fett armor, and then I'm thinking that what's going to happen is Boba Fett's going to show up, and he's going to want his armor back.
How the hell did he get his armor?
Let's see here. I got it right here. So Timothy Oliphant, the former star of Justified, the show I was trying to remember, is reportedly set to appear in The Mandalorian. It has been reported that he will play Cobb Vanth, a character from Star Wars canon who is a sheriff on Tatooine and wears Boba Fett's armor. In addition to 6 seasons on Justified, Oliphant recently played the lead in Sound. So that's all they had about that. They don't really talk about the character. Yeah.
It's like, how the hell did he get his armor if Boba Fett was like swallowed, you know? So that
is weird. So I'm hoping they'll explain all that. But maybe apparently he's also a canon.
Maybe if you go to Boba Fett's closet, you open his closet, it's just a bunch of armor, the same armor.
It's like just like having the same suit. He's like the Steve Jobs of bounty hunters. He's like, I wear the same outfit so I can just be efficient. That's funny. So hopefully that made everybody's Star Wars pants tight. We're gonna have a healthy review of it on our next episode as we get even more rumors and predictions on what we think is gonna happen on The Mandalorian.
I'm debating if I want to stay up tonight and watch it.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll see how tired. I'll be able to guess tomorrow at work if you come in looking super tired, whether or not you stayed up to the midnights to watch the first episode.
It was so good. It was worth it.
That's all I want too. If you do that and you come to work, I just want to hear whether it was good or bad. I don't want you to tell me what anything happened because I'll have to like punch Uncle Roger right in the face. You make it a hate crime. It'll be bad. We don't want that.
It's like if I don't watch it tonight. If I wait till tomorrow, I have to wait until like tomorrow night because we had a photo shoot after work. We'll do our photo shoot and then
I can ruin it for you. I get to like text you spoilers.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a quick break. On the flip side of the break, we're gonna get into a handful of tasty trailers. There's actually still movies coming out. Surprisingly, I've got a couple futures nows and a few news jacuzzis to wrap this whole bad boy up. We'll see you on the flippity flip. Need affordable graphic design? VisualAntiDesign.com should be your first stop. High quality work at low prices. Perfect for every need from corporate to personal. Visit VisualAntiDesign.com now and request your free quote. And for a limited time, mention Audionots for 10% off your first project. And we're back. My first tasty trailer is a movie called Friendsgiving, and this is nothing to do with the TV show Friends, which was ultra popular and lasted like a million years on NBC. This is starring Malin Ackerman, Kat Dennings, Aisha Tyler, Chelsea Perotti, Wanda Sykes, Dion Cole, and Jane Seymour. I mean, it's a holiday-themed comedy about Thanksgiving where everything seems to go awry, and it's loaded with TV stars. Did you see this trailer?
Yes, I did watch it.
And did it give you any laughs?
Just a little bit. I mean, a lot of actors and actresses are just funny.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a movie where there's already tension, but they're forced to be there, and then they're trying to get along with each other, and shit just goes like to hell, and everything's gonna work itself back to being good. Like
yeah, it looks kind of amusing because it seems like the one Malin Ackerman is like the sister of maybe Kat Dennings or something, and she's maybe recently divorced. And I couldn't tell, was she the one with the brand new baby, or maybe Kat Dennings is with the one with the baby? Somebody's had a brand new baby. And then, but Malin Ackerman's already with some new guy, and everybody's upset about that. I mean, there's a whole thing going on.
Yeah, I think Ackerman was the baby.
Got it.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Kat Dennings.
Jokes. I do too. She looked like she's put on a little bit of weight, though.
Yeah. There's one scene where you see her chin. You're like, whoa.
Her chins.
Yeah.
That's okay, Kat. We love you. We
still love you.
It happens. That happens to the best of us. I don't know when Friendsgiving's coming out. I think it's a November, obviously, type thing. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a free streamer or if it costs money. I should have wrote that down, but did not. But here's a free streamer for you.
Oh, you know the one dude was showing off his wife's boobs.
Yeah, the dude from the rapper show,
Little Dicky show. Yeah, like this guy's from that show, dude.
That guy's hilarious, and he always plays the same part.
Yeah,
he's from Dave. Yeah,
and freaking Jane Seymour, man, does she not age at all or what?
No, she's an old hot. She's a gilf, man. Yeah. Let's go, Jane Seymour. I'd like to see more of Jane. How you like that, Adam? My second movie trailer is one you can, in fact, stream if you have Apple TV. It's called On the Rocks, and this is directed by Sofia Coppola, daughter of Francis Ford Coppola, who made Apocalypse Now and amazing other movies. Sophia's actually had a pretty good career in directing too. She's turned out to be quite the director. This film is exclusive to Apple TV, and it reunites her with her frequent collaborator, Bill Murray. He plays the father of a happily married New York mother, Rashida Jones, and we all know Rashida from Parks and Rec, The Office. She's great. I really like her as an actress. Who begins to suspect her husband, Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, I love him too.
Yeah, he's awesome. It's nice to see him in a movie that's not absolutely silly. Is having an affair. She enlists her dad to help investigate, leading to a series of pre-pandemic adventures in the city. So this movie actually, I don't know, it looks kind of cute. I don't know what you thought, but like I'll watch anything honestly with Bill Murray because he's one of my all-time faves. And Rashida's great, Marlon Wayans great, and the plot of it looks kind of silly. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like a father-daughter bonding movie.
Yeah, it's like a buddy cop movie with a father-daughter.
Yeah, and then turns out Marlon Wayans, he was just busy, like he said,
Yeah, he's not cheating at all. But they'll still be able to unite and like get together, the father and the daughter. So yeah, I agree. Looks good. My next trailer is called Raya and the Last Dragon. This is a Disney movie coming out in March of 2021. And this movie, to me, I don't know about you, looks dope. Like I was like, holy crap. Like I have kids that don't really watch a lot of kids movies anymore, and I'm going to force them to watch this movie. Yeah. So hopefully it's as good as the trailer looks. But I am stoked for this. What about you?
Well, I'm stoked too because I'm Asian.
Yeah.
And this movie is like a Southeast Asian.
Right.
So I am of Southeast Asian descent too. So it's got very relatable to like my family ties.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of representation recently for the Asian community. So that's cool. But I mean, even beyond that, as an old white guy who can't relate to that part of it, the movie just looks really good. Like the plot line looks fun. I love that her best buddy is like a roly poly,
and it gets giant. What the hell?
He gets like to be a big ass roly poly. Tuk Tuk. And somebody pointed out in one of the comments that Tuk Tuks are the name of the little scooter things that they ride around in Asia. So
really?
that was because she's riding it. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But the animation looks fantastic. The voice acting is good. The story seems really cool. She's trying to find the last dragon. I don't know. Looks dope.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if like Tuk Tuk gets huge or does she get small into his world, you know? Sort of thing.
That's a fantastic point. I just assumed that he got huge because she goes, "You're getting too big to do this." As she's kind of like right siding him up again.
Yeah, and the main girl, Raya, is that her name?
Yeah, right.
She's voiced by Anne Marie something.
What is Anne Marie from?
She's the Asian girl that played Rose in Star Wars.
Okay, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, so everyone's hyped about that too. Like,
nice.
Whenever there's like
that's just Disney like fixing their mistake of writing her out of the last movie.
Yeah. Whenever there's like a Asian lead, our Asian community's like, oh, let's go, it's happening.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Cool. And plus, like I said, that movie looks dope.
Yeah. So I'll watch it.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually digging on this one. So my last tasty trailer is called Songbird. And this one, so we mentioned earlier when we were talking about Utopia that you shouldn't like worry too much about the whole virus plot line because it's such a good, well-made show and it doesn't feel like it's taking advantage of this particular pandemic we're in.
Yeah.
This movie, it's a film that follows a dystopian reality where COVID has mutated and the world is year four on lockdown. And I think they said it was like COVID 20 something.
Yeah.
They're like way past COVID-19. They're like, yeah, this is COVID 29, you know, so it's like a new mutation. It's directed or produced by Michael Bay. So that gives you a hint already. But it looks like straight up virus porn. I mean, they like trying to creep you out by the fact that we're all locked up and can't do anything. I'm not so sure about this movie. What about you?
Yeah, after I watched it, I'm like, oh man, it looks bad. And it's directed by Michael Bay.
Cringy.
The only thing was like that the main girl was she was hot. So I'm like, I don't know.
Like this movie, I'm gonna avoid because I feel like this one's pushing the limit of tastefulness at this point in time. It was clearly made after the pandemic with the whole like, what would happen if it gets worse? You know, I'm like, ugh, no, who wants that?
And so it's like, how the hell, like all these movies are like postponed, and yet your ass is still able to make this damn movie.
It looks like a lot of it though, like the actors are because it's a movie about being in quarantine. A lot of them are being filmed on their own. But yeah, I agree. Like this is the movie we got made. Come on.
Yeah, we don't want that. You don't want to go to movies from that one, right?
Yeah. So I give the Songbird trailer a big thumbs down. Sorry, Michael Bay. Oh, I saw a note here on my chart that I put lower because it was such a big note that I meant to mention it earlier. So when we were talking about the streaming on Netflix, I had this hot Netflix news that's going to make you super sad because it makes me super sad. Netflix has officially pulled the plug on Teenage Bounty Hunters.
For real?
Moment of silence. For real. After only one season, the show's loyal fans, however, are stepping up and launching a campaign in hopes of saving the comedy. One especially dedicated group has launched a website called SaveTeenageBountyHunters.com and even crafted up their own press release to promote the cause and keep this quirky series in production. So Audionots, we're behind that. So that's a fantastic show. It had a dumb title, but you got to get over it. And we all need to harass Netflix because this is now the second time they've canceled a fantastic show.
Like, why? There's so much, like, I don't know, man.
It's really based on how many people watch it, and what happened was it just didn't have a good enough title. They didn't promote it well enough, and it's such a bummer because everybody can jump out there, watch it right now. They'll notice if you start watching it today. So if you haven't seen Teenage Bounty Hunters, trust me, this is a really well-made, funny show for everybody.
They should have kept the original title, man. That would have change people's
Slutty Teenage Bounty Hunters, whatever it was called. That would have brought in a whole different audience, that's for sure.
All the viewership would go whoop.
Yeah. Spike. All right, moving on to the future is now. So the future is now. I got a couple interesting takes. The first one, I saw this on Mashable. They've come up with new gravestones with QR codes on them. So instead of just having Eric Goldboy, blah, 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 to blah, 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 he was a great podcaster on your gravestone. Now you could be like Eric Goldboy, QR code. And so when you're rolling around, you like pull out your phone and like you watch a video of the deceased. You could see like a whole biography of the deceased, whatever you want to associate it to it. So they're basically creating dead people websites so that you can continue to live on. I mean, are you excited about this, or do you think it's stupid?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a bad idea. In my mind, they should have done like AR or something. But
just like the ghost pops out of it.
Well, like, you use your phone to hover over it and the QR code pops up like AR in your phone.
Oh yeah, whatever. So it looks like you have like the dead guy just dancing on his grave. Yeah, I'm back.
Well, I feel like when people die, you're supposed to like move on, let go, sort of thing. And
right.
You're making this to have people still hold on to it.
Right.
So it's kind of, I don't know.
It's bad news for like someone like me. Get a hold of that, and I would just be like, I'd do like the most inappropriate like video. People like click on it, and then they're like, oh my god, this guy's good thing he's gone.
Yeah. Because it reminds me of like that one story you told about how you could visit your dead child in virtual reality.
Yeah.
It gives me that same vibe. Like it's like I don't want to see my grandpa again because it's gonna bring back what
just make you sad again.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So there you go. If you choose to, if that's what you're into, folks, you can QR code your gravestone. My next Future is Now story has to deal with NASA. So NASA is awarding a $370 million contract to 14 companies to provide technology for the Artemis moon landing project. The program is aimed to establish a long-term human presence on the moon as a warm-up for missions to Mars. So we're officially, they announced just last week, I don't know if people follow NASA like I do, they found water on the moon. So apparently the moon's full of all sorts of water molecules.
Water.
And so guess who landed this? Who landed the biggest portion of this contract?
Netflix. Boots on the moon, baby.
Nokia. You know why? You know what they're doing? They're building cell towers on the moon. Future, my friends, is now. So your service will never go bad. You want to hop on a rocket with Elon Musk, your phone's going to work the whole time.
Yeah. I could get Wi-Fi the whole time.
Yep. So Nokia is in fact flying to the moon to build cell towers. So once they start to build all this human presence, they'll be able to still communicate quite regularly with Earthlings, the Earth folks.
It's good to be black on the moon.
That was like one of the only funny lines of that mediocre television show. See, that's getting a second season, but not Teenage Bounty Hunters.
For real?
Heartbreaking. It's because it's got a big name attached to it.
Oh, it needs to keep going because it's making me a lot of shirt sales.
That's true. It is good for T-shirt sales. Visit our T-Publix, by the way. While we were talking, I had one pop up that said, "Bing, you made a sale."
Oh yeah, the other day, yesterday, I sold a hobo ham, baby. Hobo's ham.
That was the best thing I've ever told you about. I haven't sold a single one.
Zero. I don't know why. What's the difference? Same exact thing.
Yours shows up first, man. It's all about being numero uno. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So I think it's time. Time to dip our toes in the news jacuzzi. All right. So according to Hollywood Reporter, Michael B. Jordan is getting his toes wet again with some superhero action. However, he's not becoming a new superhero. As you remember, he already played the Human Torch. He is in fact producing
Killmonger.
Oh, that's right. Homie's been in a lot of superhero stuff. Yeah. So he's been a super villain and a superhero, and now he's the producer of Static Shock. He's actually the executive producer of Static Shock. Static Shock is a DC superhero, I believe, and I know exactly zero about Static Shock. Do you know anything about Static Shock?
I only know of him from the animated cartoon TV show.
Oh, was he? What does he do? He's like like he just rubs his feet on the carpet real fast and goes, "Gotcha,
got him." Yeah, he just has electricity as power.
Oh, really? So he's like Electro or whatever his name is.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he can
Cool. Well, there you go. Michael B. Jordan, Static Shock. He's not playing Static Shock, but he's producing it. So I think it's supposed to be a younger superhero, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think he gets pretty OP later on.
Sweet. My next story has to do with our friend John Wick. Who doesn't love John Wick? What's better than a John Wick movie?
Another John Wick?
A John Wick roller coaster.
Oh.
So this theme park has created a roller coaster based on John Wick, where you actually fly around and you go through Hotel Artemis as the people are shooting at each other and all the stuff's happening. It looks dope. And I'm like, where is this roller coaster at? I'm like, what is this place? And it said it's in Motion Gate. I'm like, I've never heard of the Motion Gate theme park. Right? So I hop on my Google. I'm like, and I go to it. And Motion Gate is the dopest theme park none of us have ever heard of. It's got Shrek rides. It's got Ghostbuster rides. It's got like all these rides. It's got Smurfland. It's got all this stuff that they're like, holy crap, this place looks cool. You know why we've never heard of it? Because it's in Dubai.
Oh.
Man, I'm telling you what, if I ever get rich and we're all dying from random viruses and we can travel the world again, I want to go to all the worldwide theme parks because I'm totally down for Motion Gate in Dubai. It looks cool. It looks really cool. I highly recommend everybody, just for kicks and giggles, Google Motion Gate and go check out that theme park. It looks cool.
And Motion Gate's like the utopia of rides. Nobody knows about it.
Yeah, nobody knows about it, but it looks dope. I was like, I'd have to go back to their website, but like the number of like licensed things that they have, like it's from all sorts of different movie studios. I'm like, how did they choose this stuff? But like every ride's based on some movie, cartoon, like big time stuff that you've seen and heard of, but they've got like rights to it, and you're just kind of like, holy smokes! And so their newest ride is going to be John Wick.
The John Wick ride they should like shoot out pellets at you that hits you.
Just smacks you. Well, it could be like if you ever rode the Indiana Jones ride at in Disneyland, and they shoot like the arrows. You hear the arrows, and then you get hit like with little puffs of air, make it like that, so you don't actually get hit by anything.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So yeah, looks cool. My last news story as we wrap this bad boy up is they've officially announced, or Zack Snyder has officially announced, that he is in fact adding Jared Leto to the new Justice League, or the old rejiggered Justice League movie. So there had always been rumors that Joker was part of it and that he'd been cut out. Zack Snyder said not only was he part of it, but he's taken Jared Leto back and he's filmed new sequences so they could add even more Joker to it. So you're getting even more Joker than before.
What the hell does that do to the movie?
I have no idea. The movie's gonna be crazy. Like, I'm so interested. They've been announcing like little tidbits of this movie ever since we heard that they're finally giving us the Snyder cut. That I'm actually kind of stoked to see what's gonna shake out of this thing. Because it feels like it's gonna be like a completely different movie. I think when I watch it, I really want to watch the OG first again, and then I want to watch this new cut so I could see the differences. I want to see, because I remember thinking Justice League sucked. So is he really going to make it better? I mean, is it possible?
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I feel like that dude's like, just give me all the cuts, all the stuff that you had.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? I'm adding everything. I'll probably never get to make another one of these movies.
Yeah. It's like his last hurrah, dude.
It's his last hurrah. That's it. That's all I got. Unless you got anything you want to add to the brilliance of this fantastic podcast.
Oh, dude, one thing, when I was watching that Ray trailer,
yeah,
didn't the music sound like Wonder Woman music? Like that jungle thingy?
Yeah. You're right. It did sound a little Wonder Woman-y. It's cool. Girl power, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I had.
I think also what I liked about that Ray movie, and I didn't even think about it until I just said the word girl power, is it's a female leaded animated, and I never even thought about that. That's how well done it seems, because a lot of times, like you said, sometimes they horseshoe that in and it feels like, oh, like they're making us have this kind of woman power moment, and you're like, bleh. But this, like, it was so natural and well done that I didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah, female Asian lead too.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's go. Check all the boxes. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we shall bid you all adieu. Everybody have a fantastic Halloween. Start working out now so you can get room for all the Thanksgiving turkey feasts you're going to have. And we will catch you on the next episode. Bye.